Hi guys. All right, so we have officially finished up our unit on money, and we took our test last week. So this week we get to move on to a new chapter, yay! And it's about data. So we have a lot of new vocabulary words that we're going to talk about this week, and data is one of them. So in this picture we see that we have what pet do you like best? We have the pet and we have the tallies. So when I see the word data, it means numbers or symbols that show information. And a lot of the times this is going to be a visual. This is going to be, you might have numbers that you're looking at. You might have a graph of some kind that you're looking at. But either way, it's showing us information. So in this case, the information it's showing us is what pets people like best. So I see from this that I have tallies that are next to dogs, and I see 11 tallies. So that tells me 11 people like dogs. And I see that 7 people like cats. Okay, so that is what that word data means, or data, you might also hear it pronounced. So that's what we're going to be talking about this week, and we're going to start with surveys and tally charts, okay? So whenever I see the word survey, so let's look at this picture. I see that there are favorite times of day, there's morning, afternoon, evening, and I see tallies and numbers next to those times of day. So a survey means to collect data by asking people the same question. So right now in the country, we're taking our census. So a census is a big survey that everybody who lives in America takes, and it helps us see how many people live in the country, where they live, and how many people live in their house. And so that's going to tell us all the data for certain cities or certain counties, or who's going to go to certain schools. So data can be used for lots of different reasons, but a survey is how you get that data. Okay, so, and you might see right here that I have tallies and then I have a number. So it's sometimes helpful to see, when you're taking the survey, it's helpful to do tallies. And then once you've taken the survey and you have your total number of tallies, it's helpful to write the number next to it so you know exactly how many you tallied. And remember when we tally, let me zoom in for a second. Oh, goodness, it's hard growth. Okay. So whenever I tally, I want to tally 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th one I cross over. That helps me see groups of 5 really easily, which can help me skip count and then count more easily. So in this case, I have 5, and then one more would make 6. So that's why there's a 6 right here for the total. Afternoon, so as I'm asking people this question, I would say, hey, Mom, what's your favorite time of day? And if she said morning, that's where I would put a tally. I said, hey, Dad, what's your favorite time of day? And he says evening. I'm going to put a tally on evening. So that's how you take a survey, is you tally as you ask people, okay? And finally, we have tally marks is a vocabulary word we're going to talk about. And just like we just talked about, these are tally marks. They help us keep track of surveys and other data that we're trying to look at. So tally marks are marks used in a survey to collect data. So remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, cross over the 5th one, and that will help us look at 5s more easily. Now, let's look right here. So when you take a survey, you ask a question. Use tally marks to record the answers or data. Data is information. That's really important. Data is information. Information is something we need, right? We need to know where everybody lives in the country. We need to know that because it helps us know what the needs are of certain people in certain areas, and where we can, what schools kids need to go to based on how many people live in an area. If we have 1 million people in an area, we might need more than one school, right? So that helps us, the information helps us to make decisions. Okay, so if we are taking a survey about books, first thing you need to do is write a question. Then you ask your question to different people, and then you record each person's answer with a tally mark. So you can do this at home. I'm going to do this as if I've asked 10 people around me. There's nobody here, so I can't ask anybody. But as if I did ask other people, I'm going to tally. Okay, but you can copy this chart down on a piece of paper. And you can ask people in your family. It doesn't even have to be 10. It can just be as many people as you have. You can call people if you want to ask them, okay? So in this case, the question would be, what is your favorite type of book, okay? And so it's usually good to give options, or you can wait for them to answer your question, and you can write the options in, okay? So if somebody said, I like animal books, I could write that into the survey, right? I could say animal books, and I could give them a tally. And then if another person said, oh yeah, I like animal books, then you could give another tally there. So that's how you would create a survey. And then once you have all of your tally marks, you've asked all your people, then you find the total. So you just count your tallies. Remember, I'm not gonna sit here and go, hold on, let me zoom in. I'm not gonna sit here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's not a good use of my time. The reason that I wrote the tallies this way was because I can say 5, 6, 7, 8. I can know immediately when there's a cross over 4 lines that that's 5. So it'd be 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? Zoom out. So let's say I asked people and I got these results. Okay, these are my results from asking people my survey about what is your favorite season. Okay, so then I can write my totals. Here's 3, here's 5, 6, here's 5, 6, 7, 8, and here's 5. And then we might have some questions to answer. So in this one, it says, what season do students like best? So actually you don't have those papers, you can underline it, but that's a really important math action word, okay? Best means the tallies, the favorite season that has the most tallies. So which season has the most tallies? Looking at my chart right here. Summer does, so that would be my answer. Summer would be my answer. How many students like winter and fall? Well, I'm gonna have to use a number sentence to solve that because I'm gonna have to combine winter and fall. The students who liked winter and the students who liked fall, add them together, okay? So winter was 3 plus fall was 5, and that would equal 8, okay? So another option that you might have is if it asked you your least, so this is another tally chart, okay? But if it said the least favorite, that would mean I'm looking for the one that has the least number of tallies, okay? And it may ask you questions about how many students liked whatever, and you're just gonna have to look at your tally chart and refer to it, okay? One more thing that you might see is, oh, nope, it's not on that page. But another thing you might see would be how many more people like winter than fall. And when I see how many more, I know that means I am subtracting. Very good. Okay, so that is tally charts and surveys, and that is how you do them. So if you want to copy this down and do this survey with your family, I think that would be a great idea. All right, thanks for watching, guys.